Good afternoon, we're down. We've not put a video up for a while, so before we do anything else, we did have some Polish scouts down visiting and I said I would include them. The thing is, I only shot like 5 minutes of footage, and when you edit that down it's literally 2 minutes. But here you can have a look at that now. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Towford, or Towford if you're a local. We're down and we've got some visitors with us. We've got some Polish scouts. They're Polish, but they live in Edinburgh and the surrounding area, but they're members of the Polish Scout Association, so they've got different uniforms, different rules, and they want to use Towford for their summer camp. So they're down for a look, and they've had a good look, and now we're going to do some work on the grounds. Unfortunately, said grounds are a bit mushy. Yep.
I'm just gonna take that to the wood.
Some people comment that when we're using knife axe and saw down here, when we could be using chainsaws, and a chainsaw would be better, and it would be better, but a lot of this is about training and just kind of getting confident with different tools. Chopping that log isn't the easiest way to chop it, it should be sawed, but it's good practice, and that's what we're all about. Building confidence, practicing new skills. This is where it twangs me back into the river. So we've cleared the path here. There wasn't much blocking it, but it's cleared again. So we have free access down to the river. Good job, thanks very much. We've been for a wee walk down to the ford. We had some great food that the Polish Scouts cooked for us, which we're very appreciative of. And we're about to leave. We have a leaky pipe in the toilet with Thomas's.
Don't do any more damage.
Oh yeah, go away.
So basically what happened was Thomas and George thought they'd like put these toilets back on, and without thinking, foolishly without thinking, they turned everything back on, but one of the pipes has got some frost damage.
Okay.
So because of their hubris and overconfidence, they're now having to mop the floor. It may have been me that thought about that, but you don't know that a pipe's going to leak until you put water through it, right?
Well, there was a massive split in it.
There was a massive split, it was a big hole. I mean, you wouldn't see it, but it was a big hole. So in any case, a short video, that's on the to-do list. Replace that little bit of pipe. So we've got these people down. We've got some plumbing to do, and we've not been down for 3 weeks, almost. So we've got some tidying up to do as well. There's no damage, there's nothing really happening. The buckets upstairs, they've emptied those, they weren't even filled. Our water tank was leaking, but I think it was just, maybe there has been some frost. So it's my pipe cutter, because we've got some 50mm pipe that's split from that last bout of frost, and we need to fix that. So we're going to do that now. And the question is, I don't think they'll be interested.
That's come to an end.
I have to say there's...
I think Matador Bill
toilets are in a bit of a... There's something I'll show you, hold on a wee minute, I don't know what this is going to look like. The split part is basically right behind the toilet, so we need to cut out this length, just maybe slightly less than that. If you cut too much, right, you can't put it back on. If this is bent, kinked slightly, it doesn't really matter, because it's, I mean, it's not like our toilets are pristine or anything, so, and we're just going to replace the burst bit with this. If you come in so you can see what's going on, so ably assisted. So this will cut, I think, up to 22mm, and all you're doing is you're slacking and loosening it off with the knobbly bit there, putting it on, and then you're going to tighten it up until it's quite tight, QT, and then we're just going to turn it like this, and then tighten it just a wee bit more, and you can see that it's scoring the, you can see it's, you'll never be able to see that, scoring the, so we'll just tighten up a little bit more. It's kind of difficult to do this because you see how it's going to spiral in there. Yeah. I don't know, I'm not a plumber, I don't know why it's doing that. It's just putting like a spiral in there. It's just, basically it's not doing it properly. I don't know. Well, I tell you what it is, I've not got it in properly. So see those rollers? See the rollers there? I think I didn't have them on the rollers. Let's see that this will make no difference. Let's just double check. So I'm going to tighten it up, and then I'm going to do this. that's making any difference. Still doing it, see? Let's tighten it right up. God, this is, what's going on, man, honestly?
Because you're not good. Because I'm what? Whoa, something's happening.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I'm trying to loosen it because it's gone off.
Backseat pipe turning. What? Oh! Take a courtesy, man. Take a courtesy.
We should probably get his reaction.
No. We wait for Paul to get him. He'll come back with his retool, and then I'll just be sitting there like, with like.
He wants to get behind the dog and cut that.
I mean, Daniel's done it.
I would take that jacket off because it looks quite nice. You don't want to dip it in like this.
Should we do something?
You'll be alright, as I say, or what someone.
What does that come out of you?
That'll flush it out.
Which kind? Like
on the floor, roly poly. If you must, a pencil
What,
roll.
like-
If you must.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Harry, you're gonna have to.
It's very lumpy.
See here? Our water tank is empty, which is a bit of a concern. When we came in, there was a leak. This was leaking, but I mean, it was just dribbling. It wasn't like peeing out. It feels empty. Actually, we're not doing very well. We've set out to do something. We have fixed the pipe, so at least there's that. So one of the things we talk about if you're looking at how to use a chainsaw and if you're cutting wood. So if you've got a sawhorse with a bit of wood on it, okay, and you're just cutting the end off it to make logs, for in the log burner, it's fine. The log will just fall away, and it's fine. You need to make sure that if you push down on the wood, because you do need to do that with a chainsaw, that the whole thing doesn't flip round. So one of the things we talk about is tension and compression in the wood. And what we've got is a tree that's come down, and we've taken most of the branches off that are not touching the ground. But take this branch, for example. It's holding the tree up. It's solid, right? And it's obviously, as it's fallen down, the branch is bent, and there's a lot of tension and compression in this branch. Compression is when the wood, the fibre of the wood is compressed. So on the inside of this bend, on how this wood's bent, the wood is going to be squashed together. And on the outside, the underside, it's going to be stretched. So that's tension. There's tension in the wood. If you cut the top, you're going to get a groove as you cut. Obviously it creates a groove, and it's going to close up and pinch your blade because there's compression there, and the wood's going to try and close up because there's a lot of compression there. If you cut from the bottom, which is what you need to do, you also need to be careful that it doesn't split because there's a lot of stretch there. So you need to be careful. Obviously with this, we can't really do any of that stuff because we can't get underneath it. And I know that if I cut the top, it's gonna pinch the blade, and I'm gonna have to get another chainsaw to cut that chainsaw, and then that chainsaw and eventually we run out of chainsaws. So what we're going to think about here is maybe cutting it somewhere up here. There is tension there because that whole, not all of it, obviously the weight of the trunk, which is heavy, is split across all these boughs that are still on the ground. So we're going to have to cut very carefully. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to cut there. Here is comfortable, and that's where I'm going to go. And because the wood is bent that way, although it's not as serious as there, I'm going to suggest that there's compression on this side of the wood. If I cut there, it's going to compress and pinch, but maybe not on the other side, because the wood's, when I cut this is going to twang that way. It's not going to come this way, it's going to twang that way. So I'm going to cut with the top of the bar at the back. That's what I'm going to try and do. You can't learn from your mistakes with a chainsaw, because you will be probably, well, your leg would be off. That would be the mistake, right? Before we do anything, I'm going to make sure that if this rolls, if this settles, I know we've got this here that's into the ground, we've got some smaller boughs over there, we've got these over here, but I need to make sure that if this starts to go somewhere, or this twangs off and twats me, I need to be able to get away. So I need to make sure I've got a good escape route. So I'm not going to go that way, because that's going under this. I'm going to run that way and scream possibly like a toddler.
He always wears health and safety.
Yeah.
Always. You know, I've said to wear gloves, but I don't wear gloves. The reason I don't wear gloves is because I think that with gloves you don't get like a proper grip, and your grip can slide a little bit. These gloves, if they're too big for you, you know, so I prefer not to. I'm the same with an axe or a knife. I always prefer not to. But there's an argument for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut at the back here, and I'm going to cut very carefully. Right, so there's still a lot of compression on that wood. I got so far in and then it began to pinch, so I came out and I tried to go to the top. So that's it pinched, okay? So what I would do in this instance is I would ask the strongest member of our party to come forward, Daniel. It's funny because it is genuinely stuck. Go this way up towards you. That was possibly a little bit sketchy, but you could see all the tension in there and it twanged that way, and that's what we're having to be very careful of. So there you go, that's how to use a chainsaw. Don't follow my advice, it's not great advice. Right, okay, so who wants to try this? Yeah. Before you start chainsaw, plant your feet as if you were kind of walking there and chainsaw at the same time. And if you fall and the chainsaw was up your nose, I was going to try and pinch that blade. We're going to go in a centimetre, which is centimetres about that by the way. Maybe 2 centimetres, it's about that. And then we'll go in from the bottom. You can see the wood beginning to kind of... Yeah. So use the part of just your tool over here, so come a wee bit closer. You can see that it's compressed here, and if your blade was in there it would have pinched. But it's beginning to go this way, so yeah, keep going, see what happens. A wee bit more, just a wee touch more. Just this way, just follow that way.
Pine cone, bro.
Don't touch me in my genitals.
The entire thing.
whole
is
thing.
shaking.
Oh,
Why? Oh,
fell really far.
What? Careful, I heard something give there. Or actually section it, bzz, 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 maybe, in my mind. I don't really know what I'm talking about, so as you may have, you know, I don't really know.
I couldn't tell.
No, shut up, patronising, couldn't tell. Another update for you on the lease, because we've had some news. The council are now chasing the lease, and they'd said that they couldn't get in touch with the current leaseholders, who are the Craigvenine Outdoor Centre Trust, which you know about. And it turns out, because I checked, it took me about 15 minutes of Googling. So I found the 2023 accounts for the Craigvenine Outdoor Centre Trust. They have £107 in the bank. That's after having sold Strathire Outdoor Centre for £414,000. So make of that what you will. I reckon Craigvenine Outdoor Centre Trust will be wound up this year. So in any case, the name of the person that signed the Craigvenine Outdoor Centre Trust 2023 accounts, I saw it, and I got in touch with him. He lives 500 metres away from me. It's amazing that we're down here 6 miles away from where we all live, from the centre and from Borders Council, and all the people that are anything to do with it are up where I live, which is bizarre. So in any case, he phoned me and he said that yes, the council have been in touch. He's going to get in touch with the council and they're going to expedite that so that they can get the old lease cancelled. And that, after that, it should just be a simple matter, but a matter of us signing a lease. And once we've got a lease signed, it's going to make things a lot easier to get funding, and it puts us on a sure footing. That's the most important thing. So we got one quote for the roof. Put in the comments what you think the quote was for the roof. So this was just to replace the roof, bearing in mind that bits of it have not fallen in, but there's a dormer window that needs rebuilt at the far side there. What do you think that would cost? The quote for the roof. So replacement tiles, all these would go, I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's what's happening. I think that's easier because it means you don't have to grade the tiles that are there and find matching replacements, which makes sense. £69,000, 70 grand, let's call it. That's including VAT. I think that's right. That might not be including VAT. I'll need to check. The point is, it was almost twice as much as what it was 2020. But that's it. That's the key. Lease, roof. If we get the lease, then we can get the roof. And if the roof's done, the building's made wind and watertight, we'll renovate the windows. We'll get the toilet block fixed, because that's a guddle. Nothing else to say, really. That's it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's some shouts coming from my van. So I'm going to put the camera away and get these guys back to the secure unit. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.